While I was out walking yesterday, I came across rock fisherman Jim Tarrant dangling from a cliff. He'd slipped and was holding on for dear life, and as he cried out for assistance, I couldn't help but notice how panicked and frightened he sounded. Fear, our cruelest foe or craftiest ally.
Fear can take on many forms, but perhaps the deadliest type of fear is a fear of death. To that end, I've hired one of Australia's most notorious ex-criminals to oversee the deed.
Professor Plum?
Yes?
Heath.
Are you an associate of Chopper's?
Could say that. So you've got a job for me.
Name and address is on the back.
So I see him about the job.
No, he is the job. I want him taken care of. If the money's a problem, I've got it right here. It's all there. You don't need to worry about that. Look, is Chopper here? I'd rather just speak to him in person. I prefer to deal with people one-on-one, so if he's here,
I am Chopper. I do Chopper, you know, the weather on YouTube and Harden Up Australia and hello kiddies, it's Chopper here.
I've wasted your time enough. Let's just leave it at that. I'm terribly sorry.
Well, you've booked me now and I don't do refunds. Oh, it's my carry-on luggage. And I went, oh, carry on? That must be short for carry on like a fucking...
I found Heath's routine to be utterly devoid of fear. If anything, it was actually quite amusing. I needed a more experienced purveyor of terror.
Yes, well, it needs to be a very dramatic killing. I'll leave that up to your imagination.
I drove out to a remote estate, the kind of place where nobody would hear me scream. There, I set about preparing the eerie house for the imminent arrival of my foe. For maximum blood-curdling terror, I've also employed several fright-inducing cliches. From jangling rusty chains to scarecrows, untimely mechanical inconveniences. In addition, I've brought plenty of scary music and, of course, plenty of eerie mist. For as the classics tell us, where there's smoke, there's fear. I've also hired the services of Billy, a disturbing young local boy, to stare at me intermittently before vanishing into thin air. As night falls, a stranger arrives.
Yes.
Do you have any milk?
No. How's that? What? It was good, but you're not supposed to come back.
But you said $50.
Yeah, I was going to pay you. All right, I'll pay you now. It's not really worth it. You've kind of ruined it now.
"2 a.m. and still no sign of my transgressor. Or was there? Like a teenage babysitter in a horror film, I stupidly decide to go and check. A false alarm. I needed to calm my nerves. I couldn't believe how frightened I'd let myself become. I realized that fear can often be a state of mind, and not necessarily real.
gonna rip your arm off. I'll beat you to death with a wet end.
Applejack!
What?
Applejack!
Oh, Applejack. Sorry.
I forgot all about that. Did you get the email about the safety work?
Yeah. I just forgot. I got caught up in the moment. Yeah, how's your hand? Oh.
That's all right. That'll be fine. That'll be fine.
Let's get a bit carried away.
Yeah, no, I shouldn't have put it up like that.
Through the hand a lot quicker than a spine.
Yeah, so I imagine it would be like it would be more of a... Billy! You killed John Jared! What are you doing? You weren't supposed to do that! You're supposed to swing on this wing and follow me around and...
Like discovering your dentist is also a vampire, fear can be an unsettling emotion. But it can also help you survive, leaving you with a renewed pearly white appreciation of life, not to mention a debt of gratitude to the dental assistant of circumstance. I'm still haunted by the nightmare of being alone on a gurney of terror, while my doctor pondered his club selection in a petrified bunker of faint-heartedness. But narrowly missing the water hazard of death has afforded me a stunning view across a fairway of invigoration. An enriching experience. 3.5 stars.